So, a few months ago, I made a video on the celebrity cloning conspiracy theory. And I feel like I covered it pretty in depth. I gave a lot of different examples of celebrities that have been cloned. And it was brought to my attention that there is a kind of a development, really, in the theory. And that a lot of people are starting to think that Dave Chappelle, the stand up comedian, may have been cloned. And anyway, I got a comment on my video saying that, and I decided to look into it because it seemed interesting and I kind of wanted to see what was there. And I was kind of surprised by exactly how much was there, which is why I decided that even though I made this video on the topic, I kind of realized that there was a lot more, like that I needed to make another video just because of what is happening with Dave Chappelle. So basically the theory goes like this. Basically, Dave Chappelle went to Africa a while ago. Like after his show ended with Comedy Central and everything, he went to Africa, and he came back. And apparently, when he came back, he has simply been replaced with a clone. And it's not just people on the internet saying it. Like on my last video about the celebrity cloning theory, when I was talking about evidence that these people have been cloned, I kind of focused on, appearance changes, like their changes in attitude, and like weird glitches and everything that they seem to be having. And while I think that was there's a lot of different examples of that, and while you can say the same with Dave Chappelle, because there's been a lot of appearance changes. In fact, I'm going to show y'all some pictures now of how he looks a lot different, like a kind of a different person now ever since he came back. And then also, I have a video in the description below that kind of gives differences in his attitude and everything that I would highly recommend you guys check out after this video's done. So anyway, here are some pictures noticing some of the physical differences. But yeah, with my last video, it was kind of there was a lot of those, examples, and a lot of those with different celebrities. And it was kind of overwhelming. But with this particular case, and the reason I decided to make a whole new video on this conspiracy theory was because with Dave Chappelle it's a little bit different. With Dave Chappelle, there is actually someone in his family confirming these things. His cousin was being interviewed a while ago, and she was like, yeah, ever since he came back from Africa, he's a totally different person. And she wasn't just saying that with the way he acts, Africa changed him or anything like that. She was basically saying, and she actually did say, these are, what she said. She said the Illuminati cloned this man and replaced him. That's what her cousin's saying. She said that they were really, really close before, he left. They, not just the typical relationships you have with your cousin. They were friends, they were close, and he came back, and he no longer knew who she was. Imagine leaving for a little bit, coming back, and not knowing who your family is. But that's kind of what happened with Dave Chappelle. When he got back, he apparently no longer knew his family, which is insane. And then his cousin is saying publicly that the Illuminati grabbed him and cloned him and has replaced this Dave Chappelle. He's acting completely different. He looks completely different, and he no longer is recognizing his family. And she is 100% positive that this is not the same Dave Chappelle that she knew before he left. And with a lot of other examples, we saw the glitches, we saw the differences, but we never had anyone in their corner saying that they were a clone. I think Eminem was one of the biggest, glitches and examples I had in my last video on the celebrity cloning conspiracy theory, which I also highly recommend you guys check out after this if you haven't seen it yet. But he was probably one of the big examples with the most evidence. And honestly, I think there's a lot pointing toward him being a clone, but nothing really like this. We never had one of Eminem's friends or colleagues come out and say, yeah, Eminem's a completely different person. He's not acting the same as before, and it's we've never had that before. So a question would be why would they have cloned Dave Chappelle? And I think the main reason, and the reason that makes the most sense is because he wasn't really complying with Hollywood. Like, he wasn't really doing what they wanted. In the video I mentioned before, there's going to be in the description showing, like, the differences in his attitude and everything. There was, like, he went on a lot of talk shows saying that, like, he'd be in a movie or show and they'd want him to do this for, like, a sketch. And he'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, to me, that's undignified and I'm not going to do it. And there was, like, one example where, like, Comedy Central, like, I believe it was Comedy Central, wanted him to wear a dress. And he was like, no, I'm not going to put the dress on. I'm not going to do that. And they were like, okay, that's fine. And then, changed the script up. But there was a lot of stuff like that, and the way he was acting in, like, talk shows and everything, that Hollywood would not like. So then when he left the Dave Chappelle show and was, stepping away from comedy and his work, as he, already earned more than enough money than he would ever need, they didn't really want his, like, comedy and everything to go to waste. They didn't really want what he was doing to go to waste. And they also want him to comply with their narrative. So they cloned him, replaced him, and now he's doing comedy specials again. And also, a lot of his fans have noticed that his comedy specials are, like, so different than they were before. Which, it's normal to change it up a little bit, and it's normal to be different. Like, over time we progress, and the stuff we do is completely different than before. But it's kind of like his fans have noticed, like, a complete shift in character, and it was kind of the shift that Hollywood wanted. So I feel like with all this together, and make sure you check out that video in the description, I feel like it's very, very likely that Dave Chappelle is a clone. I mean, his family is sitting there supporting this theory, and it kind of puts a lot more evidence in the celebrity cloning case. Anyway, that's the video. If you want more conspiracy theory videos, leave a like. If you want less conspiracy theory videos, also leave a like. If you want none, I would probably leave a like. And subscribe, because I make videos all the time. And bye.